Good afternoon. Task 5, Developing Communication Strategies, Example 3. Promoting ethical behaviour. The language structure I'm choosing to use is tone, style and point of view. I chose this to ensure that we speak naturally and clearly, to continue to use body language as it impacts on the tone. Use everyday language. Don't use words like see or look. Name the person. Introduce all people present. Use accurate and specific language. Never channel conversation through a third person. Always ask first to check if help is needed and listen actively. And the situation is an audience including individuals without sight, and it's going to be formal and informal. So first off, I'm going to introduce all the people present to make sure they all know each other. I will do this by starting with an introduction of myself and then followed by what I do, and then we'll go around the room. Now, we're going to start off with promoting ethical behaviours, and it's going to include a topic on workplace bullying. An outline is that we're going to look at ethical obligations of the public service. We're going to look at consequences of unethical behaviour or conduct. We're going to look at procedures for reporting unethical conduct. We're going to look at procedures for referring ethical problems for further assistance if required. Risks that can arise from unethical conduct, and we're going to look at some examples. Legislation, policy and the code of conduct requirements, and examples of ethical problems with possible resolutions that meet legislative and policy guidelines. I always like to start with a bit of participant engagement, to make sure that everybody is on the one page and to make sure that everyone can be heard. So as part of this meeting, I would like it if discussions amongst peers was to be kept to a minimum, particularly while the presenter or someone else is speaking. Best practice is for one person speaking and everybody else listening. It's healthy for participants to take part, and I really welcome people to take part in the discussions, but we obviously need to respect the differing opinions of others. Real issues are relevant, but we need to be very mindful about names and agencies. We don't want them named while we're talking. This is not the forum to make inappropriate specific allegations or public interest disclosures, especially about situations that are current and or the content is obvious to other people that are present today. After this session, you'll be more informed of the steps to take if you have any concerns about staff or processes that may be occurring in the workplace. And outside the session, participants should not identify or any specific situation, statement or opinion that was expressed during the session. It would be appreciated if all mobile phones could be switched off or placed on meeting silent mode. We're going to do a case study now, and we're going to look at workplace bullying. So the example we have is Helen is an accountant in a mid-sized public sector agency. Helen has been with the agency for about 7 years. She's a diligent worker who always gets her work completed on time, but she can be easily stressed. She's actually recognised as a bit of a pushover by staff in her department because she endeavours to please everybody. Helen is part of the same team as two young ladies named Beatrice and Patricia, and they are regularly required to work together. Patricia and Beatrice have permanent status and have been with the agency for just under 6 months. These two young ladies joined the agency at the same time and very quickly became a tight clique. They are often seen chatting and laughing together. which shuts down as soon as someone walks past or approaches them. They have their breaks together and are known to socialise outside of work. They quickly developed a bit of a reputation within the agency for making unsavoury, belittling or derogatory comments about other staff, and in particular Helen. Helen has recently been seen at work visibly upset. When approached by concerned colleagues, said thank you, but it was her issue to deal with. Helen has been calling in sick on a regular basis, which is very out of character. Kathy, a concerned work colleague, reported to the girls' line manager, Fred, that there was some unsavoury behaviour happening, and she was concerned for some staff, and in particular Helen, who appeared to be the target of the girls. Fred, who had recently gone through a tricky divorce, was known to be a little anti-women and lacking in some essential leadership skills. He told Kathy that it was just girls being girls and that they needed to sort it out themselves. Helen has now emailed her line manager Fred a medical certificate for 2 weeks leave, citing workplace stress. Okay, now you have the copy of that all in front of you. What I'd like you to do is take 10 minutes and jot down your thoughts on the following. Are these behaviours acceptable that have been displayed? Why are they not acceptable? When should action have been taken? Who should have acted? What actions should have been taken? Should Beatrice and Patricia have gained permanency? Should Kathy have taken her concerns further? Are Fred's actions or inactions acceptable? Was Helen's silence appropriate? What actions should Helen have taken? Is Helen's personality the cause of the problem? Is having their lunch breaks and socialising together, Beatrice and Patricia, is that an issue? Okay, what I'd like you to do now is to jot your notes down on that, and even include applicable legislation, and then we'll have a talk in 10 minutes' time. Thank you.